Alright, so today we are talking about how to price your book for success. Alright, now, so first of all, we have to talk about different formats of a book. And of course, we're going to be talking about Amazon here because this is where people buy the most books, and this is where Amazon is a main distributor of books around the globe. Over 75% of books that are being sold in the United States and most of the Western countries are on Amazon. So, of course, three different formats. Amazon introduced the third version of the format about probably 3-4 years ago on a print-on-demand service. So number one is being ebook, number two paperback, and number three, the most recently introduced one, is hardcover, of course. Now, different options for different formats. Ebook can be priced at anywhere from 99 cents all the way to, I believe it's around $500 to be exact. Now, today we're talking about success, so we're gonna talk about specific measures, not all the measures. That we're only gonna talk about measures that actually matter, right? So now talk about ebook. My suggestion would be to price your book anywhere between 99 cents and $9.99. Now, keep in mind, anywhere between 99 cents and $2.99, right? In that range, your royalties from this book sold is gonna be 35%, right? Between $2.99 and $9.99, your royalties from this ebook sold for the most part is gonna be 70%, right? So it's quite clear that Amazon rewards pricing between $2.99 and $9.99. Now, why would we price the book at 99 cents when the royalties we are getting are so much less? Now, keep in mind, no matter what price your book is, the book still ranks in Amazon algorithms and among other books with in the same ranking system, right? So and we tested that many times. It makes a lot of sense to price your book at 99 cents for the most industries to get rid of all resistance, right? Because people will know that this book is it's a new release, right? People are willing to try it, and you want to lower the barrier of entry as much as possible. And 99 cents is the lowest price point. You cannot price lower than that. So many times this is what we do with most of the books that we are helping other authors with, is we start with 99 cents until we get the momentum going. We get the first reviews in, right? We get to 5 to 10 reviews, and we have that positive feedback in. Then we can raise the price, right? Now, that 99 cents price point might not apply for all industries. There are some premium industries, right, such as aviation, can be such certain engineering books, more technical books, where you want to price that book very high in the very beginning. But we're not going to talk about those things in this video, right? So the suggestion here is to start low, right? Get those first reviews in, lower the barrier of entry, right? Lower all the possible resistance, right? And then once you get those first 5 to 10 reviews, then up the price. And then at that point, the suggestion would be for the ebook, we're talking about ebook here, is to price your book anywhere between $2.99 and $4.99. This is where we found most success, right? This is where you're gonna get that 70% royalty, right? Because when you're pricing your book at 99 cents, you're not looking after royalties. You're looking after customer feedback for the most part, and so your book has some proof that it's a good book. Other people did have a chance to review it. Now, once you have that proof, right, other people love it, you can raise the price. $2.99, $4.99 for a majority of books of 200 pages ish, right? It's a great price point for most industries, right? Now, once you get to even higher review number, I would say between 30 and 50 or even higher. And if your rank, the review average is 4.5 or more, you can price your book even higher, up to $9.99, right? This is where you're gonna start making good money, right? This is where you're gonna make 70% royalties on your ebook, but it's gonna cost $9.99, right? Now I'm gonna come back to ebook in a second, right? I'm gonna tell you more about why it makes sense to price your book at $9.99, even though many competitors will not do it, right? I'm gonna talk about the strategy of free boxes just in a second, right? But now we just covered the ebook part. Now let's jump into paperback, right? And for the most part, paperback is gonna be the most selling type of the most selling version of your book. So listen attentively into this section in detail, because this is gonna be the most selling type of book if you are selling a non-fiction category. All right, now in this section we're talking about paperback version, which is usually, for most of you guys out there, it's gonna be the main selling version out of all three. I'm talking specifically again here on Amazon. So now let's jump in. Usually for the start, my suggestion is to price your book again as low as possible while still gaining some royalties. So it's a good opportunity to price your book between $7.99 and $9.99. All right, now keep in mind the royalty structure for paperbacks is 60%, 40%. You keep 60, Amazon keeps 40. Now this is not out of the sale from the price of sale. This is after the deduction of manufacturing costs, and manufacturing cost varies between usually $2, right? If your book is the standard size, it goes higher if it's high. If it's over the standard size, it's called large print, and around it can go even up to $9, $10, $11 for some cookbooks, premium colored cookbooks out there. But for the most part, if you have a book which is not heavy in pictures, and it's gonna be probably most of you guys out there, it's non-fiction book, mostly information, written information, black and white. So your book is gonna be between $2 and $3 manufacturing cost. And if the length is between 150 pages and 250 pages, you're probably gonna fit in that range between $2 and maybe $3.50, depending on the time you're watching this video. Your Amazon increased their prices a little bit recently. So now, keeping this ratio in mind, the suggestion here is to price your book below $10 for the start. Again, it really depends on industry, but for the most part, if you're publishing a self-help book, business book, fitness book, mental health book, any of books like these, right? Even cookbooks out there, to price your book below $10 is a very good point. You are still making about $3 plus in royalties, right? And you have a really attractive price for the start. Once you reach 10 reviews, right, which we found is a really breakthrough number of reviews, and assuming they're positive. If they're negative, is going to be a challenging, right? So you have to come back to your book, improve your book quality, things like that, right? Now, after you reach 10 reviews, you can increase the price. Suggestion here is to increase your price if it's 4.5 average and more to $12.99 to $14.99. Look at your competition, but what we learned at High Value Author, but this is that golden ratio of price, and this is where you're gonna start making some serious royalties between $4.50 and $6.50 usually for most parts. So you're coming closer to almost making half of the royalty for the total price of a book, right? So now, the next step is once you reach about 30 reviews, again, assuming they're 4.5 and more, right? And there aren't really some really negative reviews that people can see on front page on Amazon. Here you can make a choice. Either you keep your book at $14.99 or you test. And depending again on the competition and the length of a book, also a very important factor, you can test and go to $19.99, anywhere between $17.99 and $19.99. But what you learn is that there isn't any big difference between $17.99 and $19.99. So heck, just go for something that's right below $20 mark, right, for the paperback, and see if your book, when it comes to royalties, is selling as well. So now, in short, this is uh, the price strategy for the paperback. Now let's move on to the hardcover. All right, now let's talk about the hardcover. Now, the reason why you should have a hardcover is mainly so that people can compare different price choices. Now, and this is very important because most people, 95% and more, are not gonna buy the hardcover version of your book. Now, if you're using Amazon's print on demand service, you're gonna see that the hardcover version of your book is gonna be so much more expensive to manufacture than a paperback. It's not gonna make any sense to try to make money on the hardcover. It's gonna be 2 times more expensive. Uh, Sometimes even 3 times, depending if you are choosing the colored version, even the premium color version that we have, and more improved paper, and it's going to be so much more expensive. So, and people are not going to care about if it's a hardcover or paperback. Now, where you can really take advantage of this opportunity to publish a hardcover is you would want to price that hardcover at least 2 times, is what we suggest, to the paperback. So if the paperback, let's say, is $9.99 in the beginning, price your hardcover at $19.99. If your paperback is $14.99 later, once you acquire more reviews and you have positive feedback for your book, price your hardcover at $29.99, right? And what that really does is it makes the buyer, the potential reader, to think less about which book should I buy and more about which version of your book should they buy, right? So, and that's extremely important, right? And now we're gonna bring the ebook into equation as well. It's gonna be called the free boxes strategy, the strategy of free boxes. But you want to give them choices, so they are thinking about the choices, and they're thinking, well, do I want a paperback or is it worth to pay more for a hardcover? Now, most people are gonna think, well, it's the same size, is the same content, same value. Why should I pay twice the price? Let me take the paperback automatically. So we know we're gonna shelf that book at their home, and it's similar, right? It's similar choices, so they're going for a cheaper one. Now, about 5% of people are gonna buy the hardcover. These are called premium buyers. Don't worry about those, right? Focus on the main selling version of your book. Now, let's bring ebook version into equation. In the ideal scenario, when your book has 30 to 50 plus reviews, it's in one of the main major categories: business, self-help, etc., mental health, fitness, um, and other non-fiction genres. Uh, what we learned is that in many scenarios and in these kind of situations, it's worth testing these prices. The ebook is at $9.99. The paperback is at about $14.99 and to $19.99, and hardcover is twice the price of the paperback. And what this really does is it puts your potential buyer in this kind of frame. Now we're talking about the strategy of free boxes. And the person is thinking, well, which version is the most valuable one? Now, ebook $9.99, they're thinking overpriced. I don't have that book really, right? People value more physical things more, things that they can touch. Now they have their own tablet, they have that ebook on their tablet, but in their eyes, it's not worth $9.99. Then there is a version of $14.99, just slightly more expensive, have a solid, which is actually a solid book, a solid soft cover printed book. Which one has more value, right? That's what the person is thinking. And I don't want the hardcover version either. It's priced at $30 or $40, right? Which is twice the price or even more than the paperback. So then I'm thinking, well, I am buying the paperback 1000%. So it's an easy choice, and I just go for that. Now, it can vary on in different situations. Sometimes you want to price your book lower, sometimes higher, depending on the industry, depending on a niche. But we learned that this strategy and this structure is the most effective for the most part. Now, a few more tips for you. Study the competition. Look at your competitors. How much they are selling, what their book is priced, and go for similar price and see what kind of reviews they have. Think about why their book is priced this way. But if you want this like really strict, proven model that we learned selling hundreds of thousands of books, follow this. Start low. Ebook 99 cents, paperback $9.99, hardcover $19.99. As you gain reviews, 10 reviews, increase the price. 30 reviews, increase the price again. There's proof people are willing to buy it. And see if people are still buying your book the same way, and let's say you're testing Amazon ads on this book, which is extremely valuable. This is your model. Now, I hope you found a lot of value in this video and you enjoyed it. Now, if you want to learn more about what it actually takes to become a best-selling author and publish a best-selling book, sell a lot of copies, right, and gain authority and credibility in your selected field, feel free to book a bestseller consultation down below in the description. Other than that, I hope to see you in the next video, and take care.